bringing sexy back. We're bringing sexy back.
Let's get it started. Harder, won't you give it up?
Hello, beautiful lady. Yes, I am talking to you. It is Thursday, and you know what goes down here on Thursday. Wife Life with Dr. Gail goes down here on Thursday. So do me a favor. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and the little bell right next to it so you'll know when I go live. And tonight I want to talk to you about the 7 effects a sexless marriage has on a man. Yes, I have done a teaching already on here about the sexless marriage, but I wanted to come to you wives and really talk to you about how being in a sexless marriage affects a man, right? It affects him in so many different ways that we don't even realize it when we're in it, right? And it does affect them. We think that it doesn't, but it really does. And let me define what a sexless marriage is according to the standards of being a sexologist, right? I get asked that a lot. What is defined as a sexless marriage? A sexless marriage is defined as having less than 10 sexual encounters in one calendar year, right? 10 or less, you're in a sexless marriage, to be honest with you. And let me just tell you that 15 to 20% of American marriages are in a sexless marriage, which breaks my heart, right? It really breaks my heart that so many people have decided to be in sexless marriage. And when I say decided, let me just say, if you and your spouse have a mutual agreement that you're not going to engage in sex, that is fine because that's your marriage, right? And you both have agreed to those terms. Also, if there's some health issues that are going on with you or with him and you have discussed them, right? And you have talked to your doctor and you try to resolve those issues and you're in a sexless marriage, again, that's mutual. But when you have decided as his wife that there's some unresolved issues and that you're not going to forgive them, and so the way you're going to get back at him is to withhold sex, that's not right, right? And I'm hoping that after you hear this teaching tonight, that you rethink withholding sex to get back at him. Let me just tell you, you can resolve anything with communication. And if you're not able to communicate with your spouse, your needs, your wants, your desires, your hurts, and those kind of things, I am here to help you. Like I said, I have been doing this work for 18 years, and I want to see you win. And you can restore an amazing sex life with just a few coaching sessions with me, because again, this is what I do every single day, and I want to see you win. So let's get into the effects that this will have on your spouse if you're withholding sex and you're within a sexless marriage and it's not something that you both agreed on. Number one, it will most likely lead to him having an affair, because to men, sex is like number one priority on their list. Again, unless you have agreed to it, unless there's some health issues, if you're withholding sex, right, that is their way of connecting with us, right, physically and mentally and spiritually. That is the way they connect with us, and it's important to them. So if you're withholding sex, you have opened the door for an affair. Not saying that it's right, not that saying that I agree with it, but you have literally opened the portal and the door for him to step through. Because let me just tell you, it is many women out there that is willing to give them sex. All right. Number two, it could lead to him resenting you, right? It could lead to him resenting you. And you don't want your spouse, the person that you said I do to for the rest of my life, resenting you, right? And not wanting to be around you and always upset at you because sex is not part of the equation, right? Because I'm sure when you guys first got together and first got married, you guys were swinging from the ceilings, right? And he didn't sign up in his mind to not be having sex with you. So he will resent you, right? It could lead to resentment, right? Number three, it can lead to him drifting apart from you. And most of us women, we want our spouses to be close to us. We want to be having conversations with them. We want them to want to hang out with us, right? And you don't want him to drift apart and drift into another woman's arms, right? Because they are resenting you and you withholding sex, right? Number four, it could lead to him becoming very depressed. And it is so many men that are depressed in their marriages that I can't even count it, right? And it manifests in so many different ways that most people don't even realize that their spouse is depressed. But it could lead to him being depressed because he's not releasing any of his endorphins when it comes to sex. And remember, sex is really, really good. It's good for you and it's good for him, okay? Number 5, it could lead to him being stressed out all the time. Because remember, sex is a great, great stress reliever. And so you want to make sure that he is not stressed out all the time and you're not stressed out all the time. But if you're not engaging in regular sex, again, the benefits is good for you and the benefits are good for him. Number 6, it could lead him to treat you like a roommate instead of his wife. And again, nobody wants to say I do to somebody and be treated like you're living in a dorm room when you have a house and a home that you created together. So you don't want your spouse to start treating you like a roommate. You want to have that intimacy. You want to be close to one another. You want for you guys to be on the same team, not roommates, because that's not the will of God for your marriage. And again, you need to make sure that you are not withholding sex on purpose, that you're with that it is something mutual if that's what you guys choose to do. And again, I can't stress that enough. And number 7, it can lead to a decline in his health. It can lead to a decline in his health. Because let me just tell you that men need to have regular sex in order for their prostate to stay healthy, for them to live long, healthy lives. And again, if you're doing this on purpose and it's not a health issue, that's not the will of God for your marriage. And so again, I hope that I have talked to some wife to help you understand how important this piece is in your life, in your marriage, and in your husband's life. I love you to pieces. I am here every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you next week.
Bringing sexy back.
Let's get it started. Harder, won't you give it up? What you want, body? We're gonna start it as we're one.